Hello everyone, welcome back to Infinity Physics. In the last lecture, we had a discussion about absolute refractive index, where we are comparing the change in the speed of light with the vacuum. That is, if the speed of light in the vacuum is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and in the glass the speed of light is 2 into 10 to the power 8, then we take absolute refractive index of glass. Eta is equals to, this is called C, and this is called the V. V is the velocity of light in the glass. Then we get the ratio 1.5. So this ratio indicates that the speed of light decreases by 1.5 times when the light travels from air or vacuum into the glass. Right? That is, speed decreases by 1.5 times. Now suppose if there is no vacuum, that is, if the light is traveling from water to glass, from glycerin to glass, from glass to water, means from any other medium to other medium, not from the vacuum, right? In that case, we will consider the relative refractive index. Okay, if there is a vacuum, then we will consider the absolute refractive index. That is, if we consider the change in the speed of a light in a medium with respect to the vacuum, then it will give us the absolute refractive index. But if you compare the change in the speed with respect to water or some other medium, right, then it will give us the relative refractive index. For example, in this case, let us try to understand this. The speed of light in water, let us assume that here we have water and here we have glass. So the speed of light in water is 2.25 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. Now when the light goes into the glass, its speed becomes 2 into 10 raised to 8. Right? Now if you take the ratio, right, then in that case you will get the ratio, that is eta is equals to here 2.25 divided by 2 into 10 raised to 8. So this and this will get cancelled and you will obtain 1.125. So here the speed changes by 1.125 times when it enters the glass. But in case of the vacuum, if there is a vacuum, then the speed changes by 1.5 times. See, the speed remains constant. In glass, it is always 2 into 10 raised to 8. Right? In water, it is always 2.25 into 10 raised to 8. But the extent up to which the light changes, the speed of the light changes, the direction of the light changes compared to the water, right, in glass is different if you compare the speed and direction with the vacuum. Okay, so here we are relating the refractive index to the some medium, not with the vacuum. So in that case, we will consider the relative refractive index. Now I want to announce that we have 230 subscribers and more than 10,000 minutes of watch minutes. And also one thing I have to announce this, at the end of the lecture I will ask a question or in between, and that question you have to answer in the comment section with your name and the school name. So in the next video I will announce your name if you have given the correct answer. So let me ask a question. When light is traveling from one medium to another medium, that is, suppose here we have, for example, vacuum, okay, or air, anything, and light is moving from vacuum to glass. So in that case, which physical quantity remains constant? Option 1, velocity. Option 2, frequency. Option 3, wavelength. Okay, wavelength means it is lambda. I am not writing full, it is wavelength. So which of these three quantity remains constant when light travels from one medium to another medium? Okay, if possible, give a explanation, okay, or just give the correct answer. Now back to the topic. So we can define the relative refractive index as the ratio of the speed of light in the incident medium. So this is our incident medium and the speed of light is V1 to the speed of light in the refracting medium here V2, right? So here the refractive index of medium 2, medium 2 means this medium, refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1 is equals to ratio of the speed of light in the incident medium to the ratio of the light in the refracting medium. Now let us try to prove this. Okay, so the refractive index of medium 1 is eta 1, refractive index of medium 2 is eta 2, and we know that eta 2 1 is equals to eta 2 by eta 1, where eta 2 is the absolute refractive index. See, when only written like eta 1 or only eta 2 or only eta b or only eta a, anything, if only eta is there with that number, it means it provides us the absolute refractive index. But something here written, see here, eta 2 1 written means it is a relative refractive index, that is the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, right? So here eta 2 1 is equals to eta 2 by eta 1. And what is eta 2? Eta 2 is the absolute refractive index of medium 2. And how we will find this? C by V2. How we find this? C by V2, right? And what is the absolute refractive index of medium 1? It is C by V1. Okay, now we will take the ratio. So here eta 2 is equals to C by V2 and eta 1 is C by V1. Now we cancel this CC, then V1 will go up. Then we will obtain that eta 2 1 is equals to V1 by V2. That is, refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1 is the speed, or it is the ratio of the speed of light in medium 1 to the medium 2, right? So here we have obtained this expression eta 2 1, that is refractive index of medium 2 with respect to 1 is equals to V1 by V2 in terms of the velocity of light. Now in terms of the refractive index, I can write eta 2 by eta 1. So don't get confused. Okay, and if it is like this eta 1 2, then we will change, then we will take a reciprocal. So here eta 2 1, then V1 by V2. If eta 1 2 is there, then we will consider V2 by V1, and this also change it, eta 1 to eta 2. Okay, so remember this thing. So also from the Snell's law, see, this we have obtained in terms of the velocity, right? Now I want to obtain in terms of the angle. Means if I am making a light to incident at some angle, then at what angle it will reflect, it will refract at some angle. Okay, and if I take the ratio of that angle with some particular function called the sine function, then it will always remain constant. I know you will get confused, so don't worry. So from the Snell's law, that is in the laws of refraction, I have explained that the Snell's law is the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence, that is sine I by sine R, that is the ratio of sine of angle of incidence. Means this is our angle of incidence. So multiply it with a sine function that I will explain later in the numerical portion, so it will be easy for you. Divide by the sine of angle of refraction is equals to constant, and that constant is nothing but the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, right? And eta 2 1, that is refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, and we can write like this eta 2 by eta 1. Now I will take this eta 1 towards the left side, so it becomes eta 1 sine I is equals to eta 2 sine R. So this is called the Snell's law. Okay, and to remember it easily, just do one thing. If you give this eta 1, if you name this eta 1, then name this I. If you name this medium, the medium which is below, as a eta 2, then name this as a R, right? Because here the ray is refracting and here the ray is going to incident. So here just multiply these two things with the sine function. So it is eta 1, then sine I is equals to eta 2 sine r, eta 2 sine r, and it is the Snell's law. Very simple. Okay, so now let us try to understand with the help of some examples. So first we will try to understand the relative refractive index in terms of the ratio of the refractive indices. That is what we have obtained, eta 21 is equals to eta 2 by eta 1. So let us try to understand this in terms of this refractive indices, or we can also write eta 21 is equals to eta 1 by eta 2. Okay, it is not n or h, it is eta, like this. Okay, so let us try to understand this. If the refractive index of water is 4 by 3, that is here eta of water, here it is called the eta of water, and the refractive index of glass is 3 by 2. Find the refractive index of glass with respect to water. So for example, let us consider this is water and this is glass. So light is traveling from water to glass. Here we have a thick slab of glass here below, and here a water is filled like in a rectangular slab. Let us assume that. Okay, so it will be easy, or you can consider this as a glass and this water, but to make the understanding clear, I am using some other technique. So here the refractive index of glass with respect to water we have to find. So this is our water and this is our glass. So this refractive index of water is given 4 by 3, that is eta 1 is given 4 by 3 and eta 2 is given 3 by 2, and 3 by 2, and it is asked to find the refractive index of glass, means eta 2, here eta 2 is a glass, with respect to water, that is eta 1. So we can write eta 2 by eta 1. And what is eta 2? Eta 2 is our glass, so it is 3 by 2, and eta 1 is 4 by 3. Now if you solve this, then 3 by 2 and here 4 by 3. So here 3 will go up, so here 3 3s are 9, and 4 will come here, then it is 8, so it is 9 by 8. Here I have considered this, the medium which is given below, this medium I have considered as a water, and this medium I have considered as a water. In that case the refractive index of glass will be eta 1 and refractive index of water will be eta 2. So also you can solve like that, then you will get eta 1 2, that is refractive index of glass with respect to water. Here we are finding refractive index of glass with respect to water, so we will write like this, then eta 1 by eta 2. So now eta 1 you have considered eta 1 as a 3 by 2 and eta 2 you have considered as a 4 by 3, right? So in that case also again you will get the same answer. If your consideration are changed, so don't worry. Okay, you will always get the correct answer if you know the correct method and if you know the concept. So don't worry about that. Now here in terms of the angle, we will find the refractive index using the angle, using the Snell's law. Now what is the Snell's law? Snell's law is eta 1 sine I is equals to eta 2 sine R. Okay, now here the light is moving from medium A to medium B. So this angle is called angle of incidence, and here the light is refracting. So this angle is called angle of refraction. So here angle of incidence is 60 degree, means here eta 1 sine 60 is equals to eta 2 sine, what is angle of refraction? It is 45. Okay, so remember this, we will use this later. So now what is asked? It is asked refractive index of medium B with respect to medium A. So here medium A is our eta 1 and medium B is eta 2, and this asked the refractive index of medium B, that is eta 2 with respect to eta 1. So we can write like this, eta 2 by eta 1, right? So we will change these things in terms of eta 2 by eta 1. So we have eta 1 sine 60 is equals to eta 2 sine 45, sine 45, right? Now eta 2 I want to find the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. So I can take this eta 1 towards this side. So it becomes eta 2 by eta 1. And I can take this sine 45 towards the left side. Then it becomes sine 60 divided by sine 45. So here eta 2 by eta 1 means eta 2 1, that is refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, or refractive index of medium B with respect to medium A. Then we can solve this ratio. So this is our answer. Here you can see this. Here sine I by sine R, sine 60. The value of sine 60 is root 3 by 2. These values will be given in the exam, so don't worry. And sine 45 is 1 by root 2. If you solve this, you will get root 3 by 2. Okay, so I think you have understood the concept of the relative refractive index clearly. Now if you have any question, you can comment in the comment section. So in this question, a light ray enters from medium A to medium B as shown in the figure. The refractive index of medium B relative to medium A will be, so you have the fact that when light ray enters from denser to rarer, it bends away from normal, and when it enters from rarer to denser, it bends towards the normal, because the denser medium has the larger refractive index. And considering that fact, you take the ratio and give the answer in the comment section. Have a nice day. Thank you.